Hi, I'm Julie Wilder. I'm the creator of the Spiral Spectrum Cosmic Calendar, being renamed from the Rainbow Bridge Calendar this year to more appropriately describe what is going on here. I'm so grateful that you are taking the time to watch this. I'm actually in production right now on the back end, making sure that this calendar is beautiful and also taking some reader suggestions to make it a little bit easier to read and reference. So I want to give you a little tour of some of my tools. I usually grab a couple of astrology calendars. This year I picked up the Pocket Planner because there's all of the planetary aspects in here. It's also got Eastern Standard Time, which is how I put the astrology dates in here, is to make sure that they're correlated with the Eastern Standard. But I also have a bunch of other things. Let me just take this and show you. This is what my desktop looks like. There's the calendar. I've got the tools there. I also download another section that breaks it down into planetary data and the lunar eclipses and phases, and then I get my little moon phase calendar, because I have discovered that sometimes when you are looking at things, even the printed material, there's mistakes. So I like to cross-reference several to make sure I'm getting the most accurate data. So let me go ahead and give you a little tour of the calendar. I use a program called Adobe Illustrator in order to make this calendar. And here is just an overview. This is an 18 by 24 poster, as you can see. And if I do something called Select All, you can see just how complex this graphic is. If I keep scrolling in, you will be able to see that this thing has so many elements to it that makes it very, very intricate in order to make this. There's all of these ray lines that are going this way, both for the days as well as the year, and it's layered and nested and things like that. Luckily for me, these days, it was really the creation of the initial design in the calendar that was the hardest part of the work, and took many, many, many weeks to actually create the entire framework and the design. But now my job is simpler. It usually takes me about 2 days of production to get the dates actually in there. So basically to update what you see right here is the Gregorian calendar. So it takes me a little bit of time to update that. And then I have to change all of the rays. So these thin lines going this way are the days. So I have to make sure that that color, the first day matches up to blue the first day of the year. So I have to update those. And of course, I have to update all of the moons, put those on the right days, as well as every single transit. So that takes about 2 days of production time itself. And then I actually go back and do a lot of proofreading, and it's probably the hardest part is the actual proofreading, because I want to make sure I triple check it and cross-reference and do all those different kinds of things. So that's a little bit of a tour of the back end of this. You'll notice I've got everything. I just want to show you, I'm kind of updating the actual calendar this year. I'll show you last year's calendar. It's right here in this little frame. Woohoo! Because I'm looking at it as I design. So last year we had some fonts. I hope that can focus. It's a little bit hard to read because they're in cursive. And then when you come down here, I really realized, I'm sorry, that's not focusing right. I realized it was just a little bit thin when I was trying to read and understand it. So this time I decided to make it a little bit easier to read. I made the thin fonts a little bit thicker, and then I created, used 2 different fonts, new fonts right here and here, in order to make this easier to read. So now it's really, really, really easy to read. And I'm still not designing. There's a few updates. I'm going to be putting these names in here a little bit different than last year as well, and I haven't finalized that design yet, so you have to wait and see what that ends up looking like. But I also did something, if you'll notice last year, the rings of the calendar were really thin, and it was kind of for me, kind of hard to see exactly what was going on. So I decided to really make those thicker so it was easier on the eye to not see such a harsh grid. I decided to make those rays in the background a little bit more subtle so that you could really see the transits and really understand that these are a path that these planets are on, and they're all going at their own pace around our sun. So that is it for this little back-end production session. I'm still not completed, but I wanted to actually get something out for you, a little preview of this is the logo in works, not quite finished yet, but I'm working on it. I keep seeing some little simple icon there, but I don't know what it will be yet. So if you have any ideas, let me know. All right. Thank you so much for watching the video, and don't forget that you can pre-order your calendar online right now by clicking on the link below. Thank you.